Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So I'm super behind with videos lately, so I do apologize. It's been kind of nutty around here. So I'm very late in getting you my October TBR, but here we are. Some of these books I've actually already read. So I will of course go over those in my monthly wrap up at the end of October. And also today I wanted to show you a few more things that I picked up during my Halloween hunt. I have to say, Christmas overtook Halloween very early when I was out a few weeks ago. I think it was at the end of September. Pretty much all of the Halloween had been pushed aside and the Christmas was just completely taking over. So I did manage to snag a couple of more things, so I wanted to share those with you guys as well. But of course, let's hop into the TBR first. So the first couple of books that I have are short story collections. So the first one is called Literally Disturbed, More Tales to Keep You Up at Night, Volume 2. And this is by New York Times bestselling author Ben H. Winters, and it's also illustrated as well by Adam F. Watkins. So this is what it looks like. It's just a very tiny hardcover book, and it has the most fantastic illustrations throughout. So this is something, you know, you can sit down and read in a few hours, but it's very much in the, you know, scary stories to tell in the dark sort of vein. And like I said, you know, some of these illustrations are just absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping that this is going to be just as wonderfully twisted as Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I have not read volume 1. I just happened to pick this one up because it was available, I believe, at Book Outlet for really super cheap. So we'll give this one a go and I'll let you guys know how it goes. And the next short story collection is one that I've heard a lot about. So this is Dead Leaves, 9 Tales from the Witching Season by Keelan Burke. And I mean, you know, the cover of course is just wonderfully autumnal and it has all of those Halloween spooky vibes. And this one is one that I've heard quite a lot about on BookTube, but I haven't read any of Keelan Burke yet. So I definitely wanted to stick this one in here for spooky season, and I'm hoping it's going to live up to all the hype that I've heard. And then the last physical short story collection that I have is Beware by Rl Stein. And these stories are not by Rl Stein, I don't think. It says he picks his favorite scary stories. So I think this is just ones that he's recounting, maybe that he enjoyed in childhood. So again, this is a really short little hardcover, and it does have some great illustrations throughout this one as well. So haven't heard anything about this one, but I picked it up just solely because of the cover, and of course we love Rl Stein around here, so I will let you know how this one goes as well. And then getting into the novels that I have picked out for this month. So the first one is Dark Harvest by Norman Partridge, and I believe I had this one added to my wish list for this time of year through Amazon. So I believe I must have heard about this one through someone here on BookTube, but I can't remember, you know, what the comments were or anything. So this one has all of the Halloween feels as well. So this takes place in 1963 in a very small town, and every single year this sinister character comes back and comes towards the town with a knife in hand. They call him the October Boy, or Old Hacksaw Face, or Sawtooth Jack. So we have some urban legends, kind of folklore in here. So the kids in town basically try to kill this creature. And it says that both hunter and hunted, the October Boy is the prize in the annual rite of life and death. And of course there is one young boy who, I believe he's kind of like an outsider, and he wants to get his hand at October Boy here. So I love the cover art on this book. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure that this is going to offer all of those Halloween feels that I'm looking for. Oh, and I almost forgot that I do have one more physical book that I wanted to read. That's the short story collection, and that is this one right here. I'm currently rereading it right now, Autumn Crow by Cheney, and I believe everyone in the book community is either reading this book for the first time or they're rereading it so they can get all of those fall feels. And if you haven't read Autumn Crow yet, I do highly recommend it. It's very cozy, but the stories are quite sinister in some places, and a lot of them do have deeper meanings that if you read between the lines, it really does have great messaging in there. I love this story collection, and like I said, things have been really nutty around here. Things at work are very, very stressful, and I wanted to read something that was really cozy and really familiar. So this weekend is actually Canadian Thanksgiving, so I've been working my way through Autumn Crow this weekend so I can get all of those cozy feelings. So jumping back into the novels, I also have Thornhill, and this one seems like a very thick book, but it's very much I wouldn't call it a graphic novel, I wouldn't say, but it's heavily illustrated. So this is, you know, and the text is very large as well. So this is going to be something that I think I can get through quite quickly. And I've heard that this is a super cute story. So on the back here it says, "A lonely girl in a new town, a ghostly figure in the window, a derelict old house, and a mystery spanning the decades." So haunted house sort of story in a small town. I mean, it's my #1 go-to when I'm looking for something spooky to read. So really excited to get into this one. I specifically saved it for this time of year. And the last physical novel that I have is Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Caesar. So I recently read a synopsis of this in my most recent book haul, so I won't go over it too much here, but basically, you know, there's a sinister clown who is killing all of the local teenagers in a small kind of cornfield sort of town. And this book has gotten a lot of hype. It won a Bram Stoker Award recently, and I've heard really, really good things about this book, and I've heard some other opinions that, you know, it didn't live up to the hype. So I've heard that this is a fantastic kind of nostalgic slasher story, and very, very excited to get into this one. I specifically also kept this one for this time of year. And for my ebooks that I wanted to get to this month, the first one is Peel Back and See by Mike Thorne. So Mike very kindly reached out and asked me if I would like a review copy for free in exchange for a review on the channel, and of course I said yes. And I also reviewed Mike's last short story collection, so this is another short story collection of his, and I absolutely loved it. And this will actually be my third book by him that I've read this year. I also read Shelter for the Damned back, I believe, in February or March, and I enjoyed that one, but his short story collections I think are where it's at. He's very, very good with writing short story collections. So very excited to get into this one, and of course I will get back to you guys with a full review on the channel of this one as well. And the last book that I wanted to read this year is also an ebook. It's called Candy Coated Murder, and this is book 1 in the Pumpkin Hollow Mystery series. And I recently heard about this book over on Nikia's channel, Nikia's Hideaway. So if you're not following Nikia, please go over and check her out as well. And I mean, the title, I was just sold. I was like, this is perfect. I am definitely going to put this in for my October TBR. So this is about a little town, very similar to Autumn Crow, where Halloween is huge and it's celebrated all year long. And a girl named Mia used to live there, but 10 years ago she had moved away, and now she's moving back home. But unfortunately, a neighbor has been murdered and the police are now looking at her. So it says here, in Pumpkin Hollow, Halloween is celebrated all year long. Mia Jordan has just moved home after being gone for 10 years, and when she discovers a neighbor has been murdered, it casts a shadow on the town's year-round Halloween theme. Can Mia find the killer and save the town's Halloween celebration before it's too late? So this has, you know, wonderful sort of middle grade vibes. I'm not sure if it is a middle grade book. I'm assuming it probably is geared towards either middle grade or YA. But it has very much those made-for-TV Halloween movie feels. I was just sucked in immediately, and I'm really, really hoping that this was going to live up to my expectations as well. So there you go. That is my TBR for October. Like I said, some of these books I have already read, and so far the month is moving along very nicely. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I wanted to show you some more Halloween treasures that I have found out on my hunting trips. So first off is my new sweater. So it says Pumpkin Queen, and I mean, absolutely, you know, we're all about Halloween around here all year long, but Halloween specifically, we just go all out around here. So this specific sweater is from the Nightmare on Film Street podcast, and I will have a link to it down below in the description box. And the other clothing item I've actually had for quite some time. I had originally bought it as a gift for someone, but then I ended up finding something else that was more suitable, so I decided to keep this one for myself. So this is from Creeps and Ghouls shop. She is a very, very good friend of mine. I'll leave her shop link down below as well. And this one is the Everyday is Halloween design. So we have a graveyard here and some bats. And down on the bottom it says 24/7 365 Halloween, because that's what we think about all year long here. So these t-shirts are very, very good quality. I really like the designs on them. She has added some more designs recently to the shop, so if you haven't checked her out already, I'll leave her credentials down below, both the website and her Instagram page as well. So I also found some great Halloween dishware as well. So the first thing, I got 2 of these Martini glasses with these skeleton hands here. And these are not plastic. They seem to be like a ceramic or some sort of glass. And they're very, very nice. So I have 2 of these. They're extremely heavy. So what I've been trying to concentrate on lately, especially this year, is to get things that are very well made. Try to stay away from plastic and that sort of thing that just breaks right away because it's meant for decoration. But of course, I use these things all year long. So I do not drink alcohol. I'm a teetotaler, but these are really, really great for serving desserts. So ice cream or parfait or whatever, I've used these quite frequently this season already to serve desserts, and they work out just perfectly. And then I got a set of 2 of these skeleton wine glasses, and I have actually been looking for these for, I don't know, at least the past 2, if not 3 years. And I finally saw them at HomeSense, and of course they disappeared like that. I ended up going in the middle of the week. I forget why I was out in the middle of the week, but I ended up finding these there and I was so happy. So I have a set of 2 of these as well, and of course I just serve my sparkling juice in here so I feel like an adult, and these are absolutely wonderful. So glad I found these. I know these are quite popular in the States, but it's hard to get stuff like this here in Canada. So glad that I snagged a set of those as well. And then from HomeSense also this year, I got a couple of plates. So this one is fantastic. It has a witch flying on a broom, and around the edges here, this is all embossed. So it has some spider webs and spiders and skulls, and I just love this plate. So I only got the one. I think I actually want to go back and get some more. I love using this at night when we're watching scary movies, just to have a snack on. And the other one I love just as much. So this one is a little pedestal plate, and it has a very Tim Burton-esque spooky house design on here. And I just love this one. So this one is another one, especially for our Sunday dinners, which is a little bit bigger of a dinner. I will serve some cookies or some buns or whatever on this during when we're watching a spooky movie at night. So this stuff, like I said, for me is all year round spooky. Of course, we use it during Halloween season, but I will definitely be using this stuff all year round, and I'm hoping that next year I can add to this collection. And next up from Michael's this year, I have these little ceramic pumpkins. So this one is black and it's embossed again on the front. It says Happy Halloween, and he is ceramic and he is useful on the inside. So one thing that I hate about a lot of Halloween decor is that, you know, it's not something that you can actually use. Like the stoppers are glued on to the bottles, the potion bottles and that sort of thing. So I love to find decorations that are not only well made, but that are useful as well. And of course, I can just turn this around if I didn't want to see the Halloween on it and just have a plain black pumpkin. So they did have a buy one get one free sale, and they only had one of those, and they only had one of these. So this one on the front says Hocus Pocus, and it's in white, of course. And again, on the inside, you know, you can put your trinkets or whatever in there. So I just loved this set. And again, you know, I can turn it around for all year use and still use it, put little trinkets and stuff in there. So I absolutely adore this set. Like I said, they only had one of each, so I had to grab it right away. And then the last thing from Michael's is this little cauldron. And again, he is ceramic with a little handle on here. And this is completely useful. So he does have a little, I think it's like a little scarab sort of beetle on the front here. And again, so I can display this side during Halloween, or I can turn him around and just have him plain. So right now I am actually keeping all of my earrings in here. And you know, I'm always in need of little jars or trinket dishes to store things in so they're not lying around. So I was really happy to find both the pumpkins and this little guy this year. And so I think I did pretty well with trying to find things that were well made, not plasticky, and really happy with all of these pieces. So I think my Halloween hunt is probably over at this point. Like I said, Christmas is very quickly creeping in. Even when I went into the Halloween candy section at Walmart the other day, the majority of it was already Christmas. So, you know, I wish they would give us till at least October 31st before they put the Christmas stuff out, but that's never the case, unfortunately. So there you go. That is my October TBR and the last of the Halloween goodies that I found this year. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and leave me a question or a comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. But until next time, stay spooky, everybody. Bye.